Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela, and on this channel we talk about cross stitch. Most of the time I say I'm going to talk about crochet and I never do, but I actually have a couple crochet things to talk about today. So if that is something that you guys might be interested in, be sure to stick around and hit the subscribe button. So it has been since December 17th since I saw you guys last. I filmed my whip parade, taking my shoes off, sorry. I filmed my whip parade on December 17th, and I think I uploaded it after Christmas or something like that. But a lot of things have happened since December 17th. I'm gonna reintroduce myself just for any new people that came from the whip parade. Again, my name is Michaela. My friends call me Mac, so you're more than welcome to call me Mac as well. I'm 28 years old. I have been cross-stitching for almost 3 years. My friend Kelly taught me back in like August-ish of 2022. Crochet-wise, my grandma taught me when I was 12 or 13, I think, but I only knew how to make a big long chain then, so I have kind of upped my skill a little bit since then. I really got back into crochet back in 2022 also. I am engaged and my wedding is May 10th and I am stressed. So Nash and I are trying to finish planning a wedding, both trying to get jobs and planning a cross-country move. So we currently live in Memphis, Tennessee, but hopefully we can get some jobs and by the summer be moved to Boise, Idaho. That's the plan, but we'll see what happens there. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I am a medical technologist and I am currently working in like a specialized version of a lab. I am doing more like genetic test type stuff, but that's me. I'll give you guys like the cliff notes of what happened because a lot has happened since December 17th. Essentially, Nash came home, so he is fully back in Memphis after being gone for 8 months. We got him all moved in. The apartment is tiny with 2 people in it all the time. And then on the 23rd of December, I had my wisdom teeth removed. All was good. All was still good. On the 24th, we had Christmas with my family. Same with the 25th. We just kind of hung out all day with my family. The 27th of December was my 28th birthday. And then on the 29th of December, the Sunday before I was supposed to go back to work after having a week off, I got dry socket from my surgery. So that was great. I had to go to the dentist that Monday and get like a patch put in, and then I was in bed all day because it hurt so bad. The 31st of December, I went back to work and I was there for a couple hours and I got so nauseous and so dizzy that I like had to lay down on the floor, and I was like, something's not right. So I come home, like I leave work early and I lay down in bed and I'm like, ooh, I have a fever. So I was like, maybe it's like from the dry socket. Maybe I just feel this way because like whatever. So I slept like, Nash and I were in bed at 7 o'clock on New Year's Eve and we slept until 7 the next morning because we both didn't feel super great. Wednesday we took it easy. Wednesday the 1st of January we took it easy just because we weren't feeling great, so we just hung out at the house. And then on the 2nd of January we decided to go to a clinic just to see like if we were like had something or whatever. Turns out I had strep and Nash had gotten COVID somehow. And then I got rid of the strep and he gave me COVID. So I had wisdom teeth surgery, dry socket, strep, then COVID all within like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. So that was super fun. We started the year like at literal rock bottom, so it's kind of only up from here. Let's see what else happened. January 8th, I took my little baby boy to the vet to get a second opinion on his heart problem. He's had a heart murmur since he was born. And the vet says that he has something. some kind of cardiomyopathy, but it's caused by his heart being like too big in some places and too small in the others. So it like creates this like swirl in one of his like ventricles or whatever. But essentially the second vet told me the same thing, that he is at risk for, you know, everything under the sun. But I did find out that he had a smaller kidney. He has a dwarf kidney, which I didn't know that until this vet appointment. Essentially, he just gets to stay on his medicine, and that's it for him. The weekend of Martin Luther King weekend, Nash and I went to Nashville to meet his parents, and we went to a hockey game, which was my very first hockey game ever. Safe to say, I like hockey. There was like 3 fights in the first period, and I was like, this is the greatest sport ever. So that was our Martin Luther King weekend. And then the other 2 weeks of January, we did a whole lot of nothing, which I'm thankful for, because it was, the first few weeks was just a lot. Work was kind of crazy last week. I don't know, everything that could go wrong was going wrong, so whatever. What, Beanie? Yeah. He might come visit. But hopefully work is good to go. I forgot to say earlier, I'm filming this video on February 4th. I had originally filmed this on February 1st, but the lighting was really bad, and the enthusiasm just wasn't there. I was feeling kind of rushed because I had a baby shower to go to, like right before I filmed that, so we're refilming, so hopefully it's all good for you guys. So I'm going to talk about the crochet stuff just really quickly. I don't think I'll be able to show you the full blanket from this angle, but I will put in a video probably right here. Of what the whole thing looks like, but I'll just show you just like a little snippet. So I started this blanket in October of 2022, and it is finally finished. It took me 500 years, but I worked on it mostly off and on, but mostly off for, you know, almost 3 years, but she is done. My very first one. And I did start another crochet blanket. I will show it to you guys. I am using the leftover yarn from that blanket I just showed you to just make a giant granny square. This is what we got so far. I think I'm not gonna have enough of the pink to do full, a full 4 rounds. So I think I'm gonna bring it down to 3 for the next few colors, and we're gonna see how big this gets. If it becomes a lap blanket, then so be it. If it doesn't, I think I'm just going to use it as, like, if it's small, I'm just gonna use it as a blanket for in the carrier when I take my cats to the vet, because it is bean sized right now. So that is crochet projects that I've worked on and currently started. I'm also gonna go ahead and do my haul right now, just to get that over with. I'm gonna have to put a picture up of this chart that I got because I literally don't know where I put it, but it's a Mirabilia. It is Midsummer Night's Fairy, I'm pretty sure. I'll put a picture of it up here. I got it off of a D-Stash group on Facebook. So I will start it one of these days. I didn't bring this to show you, but before the end of the year for my birthday, I bought myself a birthday present, which was I finished out my master set of DMC. I went to visit my aunt, my great aunt, I think on the 28th of December, and she used to cross stitch like back in the like late 80s, early 90s, and she had a bunch of floss like in these storage boxes, and she was like, well, I need you to take it off my hands because like she's like, I can't see good enough to do it anymore, and she's like, it's not my favorite thing to do. So she gave me a bunch of floss, and then I basically just made a spreadsheet and took inventory of what I had on like bobbins that she gave me, and then I have some on floss drops, so I took inventory of that, and then whatever I had zero of, I went ahead and bought all of that from like 123 Stitch. I think I spent like $130, but happy birthday to me. I now have a full master DMC set. I'm still working on putting them all on bobbins. Like, is a lot. So I'm very stressed about other things and very focused on like wedding planning and job hunting, apartment hunting, and planning a cross-country move to worry about things like that. So it'll get done when it gets done. Anyway, let's go to my haul portion. So yeah, I probably showed you the memorabilia that I got off of D-Stash group already. These next two I got from Kelly for my birthday. Kelly is the friend that taught me how to cross stitch, and I love her so much. If you're watching, Kelly, I love you so much. So the first one, she also knows my obsession with Dimensions gold collections, and like she's the one that got me started. So she ended up getting me a Dimensions gold collection, a petite version. This is the little gift shop. If you have seen the toy shop that I am working on, or no, it's the coffee shop. This is like across the street from that. Like it's on the same street, but just not on the same side, if you get what I mean. This is more yellow and that one's more blue. So we got that, and I am obsessed. I love these little ones. And then the next one she got me, I haven't seen anyone stitching this. So if you guys have seen someone stitching this, just like leave me a comment and tell me, because I want to see like their progress. This is also a Dimensions gold collection. This is a big one. And it was fairly new. It's from March of 2024. It is Wintertime Fairy. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh, I contemplated doing this when I actually do stitch it on like an over dyed piece of fabric, but it is completely full coverage, so I didn't see the point. But anyway, stunning. This is gonna be my December start for this year, and then I think this is my March start. So if you have this one and want to start it with me, just shoot me an email. I'll leave my email linked down below, as well as my Instagram, if you guys want to just see some progress pictures and stuff. So that is crochet haul, where I've been, what I've been up to, and a reintroduction. Let's talk about January. I have my planner over to the side here of what I work on. Let's see. So, we're gonna start with my finish that I have. I worked on this, so when you saw it in my whip parade, it had like no progress at all. It had like maybe a strand or two in it. And I did have a rotation on this in December, and then I had another rotation on it in January. Currently, well, not currently, in previous months before February, my rotation was 5 days on a project, and then I switched. So I got 6 projects a month plus a new start on the 31st or the 30th or whenever. But I think what I'm doing for February to see if I like it, and I think I'm gonna do February and March to see if I like it, is I'm doing 4 days on a project. So I'll get to work on 7 projects, and then I'll get a couple days. So I'll get at least 2, potentially 3 days for the 29th, 29th, 30th, and 31st, or 29th and 30th. It's not gonna happen this month, but I'm still gonna do a new start, but just get 1 day on it. Anyway, that's plans. Anyway, my new start, what am I talking about? I'm kidding. My finish for January was Summer Oak by Mill Hill. I don't have the picture, so I'll put it up for you right here. Actually, just kidding, I don't need to because it's a finish, but here we go. It's kind of wrinkly, sorry. This is stitched on 14 count tan Aida, provided in the kit. The floss and beads was also provided. I think the last time you saw I had like this much of the tree. So in total, with December and January, it took like 8 days because I didn't need the full 5 in January. But she is gorge. So I will get that FFO'd at some point, one of these days. And then for January, I also had 2 new starts. I'll have to put a picture up of this one. This one was inspired by Marjorie Maid. She is doing something called a tail ends project, where she just takes floss that is like too short to save but too long to throw away and stitches it into like a long dog. So I picked out a long dog, and it is Death by Cross Stitch, and I will put a picture here. But I am using this as like a tracker for my finishes, if that makes any sense. So a lot of the things that I stitch are kits, so I have leftover floss all the time. And basically I just wanted to put in 1 strand of every color in the kit into this project from all the finishes I have, if that makes sense. I'll show it to you. I got about 2,500 stitches on it this month, because Summer Oak had 19 colors, so I put 19 strands in, and that equated to about 2,500 stitches. I'm stitching this on 25 count, easy count, 2/110 stitch. And it is a little bright and crazy and funky, but yeah, that was just from 1 finish. Like, this was the leftovers from 1 kit that I had. I'm not gonna count this in my, I just stabbed myself with that needle. Anyway, I'm not gonna count this in my whip list just because it's kind of situational on when I'll actually make progress on it. But I may or may not save up some finishes and then just like do a rotation on it to stitch in all of the colors or whatever. Let's see if I can fold it a bit more. I need to serge the edge. But yeah, that was just 19 strands from my finish of Summer Oak. So I don't know what my next finish is going to be, but we'll have some more progress on this eventually. I might save up a bunch of finishes and then do something like that. So this is not going to count my whip list. This is just a every once in a while kind of thing. And then the other new start that I had, now this was my new start for January, but I ended up rolling it on my wheel for February. So this does have, it's 4 days almost of February progress with it. So I ended up starting this on January 5th, 2025, because I got bored with the first project that I was working on of the month, which is what prompted me to change my rotation to doing 4 days instead of 5. Because I noticed that my stitching, like the number of stitches I did on day 5 was a lot shorter than the other days. What, baby? Come here. Maybe need. He doesn't want to be in the video. Anyway, so my new start on January 5th was Hiking Gnome by Mill Hill. That is what it looks like. I am going to give these to my mother-in-law whenever I finish them. This is stitched on a 28 count linen from Witchell. Like, I can understand everyone's like hatred for Witchell linen because it is very crunchy, but I kind of like it. Anyway, this is where it's at currently. This is with nearly 4 days of February progress. So it had like half a day on the 5th, it had a full day on January 31st, and then it's had 4 days in February. I think I messed up counting over here, so I am gonna work on this side and see if I can work up to figure out what happened over here instead of stitching off this over here. But it's very cute. And they finished these in 8x8 frames. And I bought 8x8 frames for the oak quartet that I have, but I didn't like how it was looking. So I have frames for these already, and I just have to, you know, finish cross-stitching them and FFO them. But I'll talk more about FFO plans when I get to February plans. But I guess this is part of February plans, but it's got like the rest of today, and then I'm switching to something else tomorrow. All right, so that was my finish and 2 new starts of January, plus some February plans. So the first project that I worked on in January, this was the first 5 days of January that I worked on this. Let me pull out my floss ring here. So this is a Quilter's Dream by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is what this project is, except I'm not doing it in these colors. The navy color on the picture is DMC 3688, and the yellow is DMC 778, which are a dark pink and a light pink. I think, according to the app that I looked at before I put this away, I got about 1,400 stitches on this. I will try to find a picture for you guys from my whip parade and put it in now. This is stitched on 36 count oat from Bestitch Me, and this is stitched 1/2, and this is where she is. I'm sorry, she is wrinkly. Gorgeous. It's like a very subtle color change, and I'm here for it. I have kind of found out that I can't really get into a groove on this, if that makes any sense. Like, it's very hard for me to find a way that the pattern goes that like works with my brain. Excuse me, water break. It's hard for me to find a part of the chart that goes the way that like matches my brain, but we'll see how long it takes. This one just had a birthday in January, I think, because I started this January something of last year. So it's about a year old, and it's, I want to say now it's at 25%, because it is a 6-page project, and this was page 1, and then this is the part of page, or start of page 2. So I think we're over 25% now, which we love to see. My next goal is just to get it to 50%, which is 3 pages. So that was the project for January 1st through January 5th. January 6th through the 10th was Summer Oak, which was the finish that I showed you guys. Now, January 11th through January 15th was, let me find the cover photo for you guys. This one is Willow Queen by Nora Corbett. This is what she is going to look like. This one had a 5-day rotation. So I bought the invisible thread that I needed to do beading on this, and I got it off Amazon, and I was thinking like, okay, well, it's just gonna be a normal spool of invisible thread. This is what they sent me. My children, my children's children, and my children's children's children will never be able to use all of this. So I guess I need to do a lot more projects with beads on it and just start using this. I don't think this is the Wonder brand that Nora Corbett recommends to use. So if you do get this, I don't remember the brand name. It was like $8 on Amazon. So if you do find this, just cut a shorter piece than you would think when you use this. Excuse me. So anyway, I'm gonna find a picture of what this looked like in my whip parade. I am like 85% positive I had a rotation on this after my whip parade. Did I? No. That was before. So whatever the progress, or whatever the difference you see now, is the progress I made just in January alone. She's going to be stitched, or she's stitched on a 32 count Illusion by Mystic Fabrics. I will be using a different count if I do a hand dyed fabric again. I will be using a 28 count instead of a 32 because it's a little tight. But here she is. Hopefully there's a before picture. I got all of the cross stitch and the back stitch done, and I started on the beading up in her head. But she is gorgeous. So basically the only thing I need to do next time is beading. But the beading itself it's just a beast. Let me bring her up close. So I got pretty much her head beaded. But then there's like beads out over in here and on off these branches and all of this. So it's gonna be probably a good, I'll need at least another rotation on this to finish the beads. But it's been really fun. I was contemplating doing 1/1 skin, but with it being a linen and not an even weave, I decided to do just 2/2 skin like it was called for. If I do another Nora or Mira, since I did buy that Mira, I have another Nora that's in stash. If I do decide to stitch another one and I want to do hand dyed, I will do it on an even weave on a 28 count. I was gonna say smaller count, but that doesn't make sense. But I would do it on a 28 count even weave so I could attempt to do 1/1 skin, just to see if I like it. And if I do like it, then that's it. I'll do it forever. So that was December 11th through December 15th. Our next project that I worked on, if you have been a part of my channel for any time whatsoever, you've seen this project. Oh, let me put my massive spool of thread back. If you've been a part of my channel for any amount of time, you have seen this project. This is my focus piece right now. It is my oldest whip, and I am so ready to get this out of my whip pile. This is Winter Cabin by Dimensions. It's a gold collection. I started this in April of 2023. You good, sis? It's like she's trying to sneeze but can't. Weird. This is stitched on a 16 count light blue Ada. This got a 10-day rotation in January. It gets one rotation every month, but if I spin it on my wheel, it gets a double. So I did spin it in January, so it got 2 5-day rotations, so 10 days in total. So I worked on this from January 16th to January 25th. And this is where she is right now. I'll see if I can find a before picture from before my whip parade. I don't know if I had a rotation on this after my whip parade was filmed. Let me make sure. I had like 2 more days with it after my whip parade was filmed. So this is where we are. I have the first page completely finished. This is page 2, and we're almost to the halfway point. This right here is the halfway point. So let me fold it to where you can see the side I'm working on. Really just working in the sky and all these trees, and this is really backstitch heavy here. So I thought about backstitching as I go, but I tried it over in some of these trees and it's not really conducive to what I'm doing, so I think I'm gonna wait until I have the halfway point done and then just backstitch the top half to see if that helps make it a little easier. If not, I will be spending at least 2 days backstitching this, because I spent 2 days backstitching the first page. But she is gorge. So that was project number something of January 5, 4? I don't know. Anyway, so from January 26th to the 30th, I worked on Lord of the Rings bookshelf by Taylor and Cromwell. This is what it will look like when it is finished. I restarted this on, excuse me, October 18th of 2024. I originally started it on a piece of Ada and it was not working out for me because there's a lot of fractional stitches and fractional backstitch on this. So I restarted it on a piece of 28 count Spellbound from Forbidden Fiber Co. And it's gonna look white, but it actually has like a slight orangey pink undertone. I'm gonna attempt to find a picture from my whip parade. I did not get as much progress on this as I would have wanted to, but things happen. I was losing steam at this point. So here we are. I added in most of the hobbit hole here, and then this is the start of the sign that says no admittance unless on party business. So next time I work on it, I want to try to finish out this part over here. But that is all we got on it. I'm stitching this for my friend Andrew because he is an absolute nerd for Lord of the Rings. He like collects different editions of the book. I forgot to put this back. So it'll get finished eventually, probably most likely after I move, so I'll have to end up shipping it to him, but that's okay. Alright, so after, so on the 31st I worked on my hiking gnome again. Sorry, all my throat is super dry. And then for February 1st through the 4th was hiking gnome. That is what we're doing. We're almost done with our rotation on that. My, so, yeah. What am I talking about now? Plans. Okay, sorry, my brain is like fried. So we're gonna do the rest of the plans for February. So the next project that I'm gonna work on, so from the 5th to the 8th, this is another Dimensions Gold collection. If you haven't noticed, I love Dimensions Gold collections. They're just, everything's there. They're all so good. So anyway, the next one I'm gonna work on is Playful Snowman Ornaments. I have finished this one, and I think it's one of these two that I'm working on next. I think it's the one with the dog, I'm pretty sure. This is stitched on an 18 count ivory Ada. Here is the first one. I'm pretty sure I started this in July, and I got like a few days on it. I got a rotation on it at some point towards the end of the year, and I ended up finishing the first one. So this is the first ornament that I have finished. And then during that rotation that I finished the first one, I got a really good start on the second one. So hopefully I can finish this one and then get a start on another one. And I'll show you guys. I just have the pattern or the fabric split into even parts, and then the center of each part is marked with a water-soluble marker. So there's that. Hopefully we can get the second ornament finished. It's sitting at like 25% with the one fully finished and then the one halfway, or the one finished and the other one about halfway. All right. So after Playful Snowman Ornaments, from February 9th to February 12th, we are going to be working on a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite Bayside Cottage. This is project number 3 of February. This is stitched on an 18 count ivory Aida. The last rotation that I had on this, I finished the top half of the project, backstitching and French knots and all that jazz. So I moved on to the bottom half. Here is where we are. I'm gonna have to wash this again because you can still see pencil lines through here, but we're gonna work on this portion of the pattern down here to get this quadrant done. And if I finish that, we're going to move on to here. I don't think a finish is going to be plausible this rotation, but one can only hope. If we get a finish, yeehaw. If not, I'm going to get to enjoy this some more. So that is going to be project number 3 of February. I started this one in, I believe, February of last year, so its birthday's coming up. The snowman ornaments was July, I'm pretty sure. Alright, the next project of February, from February 13th to the 16th, is another Dimensions Gold Collection. It is a petite. This one is Coffee Shop. So this was the one I was talking about during the haul portion of my video. This one has more oranges, reds, blues, so it's like across the street from the toy shop. This one is over a year old. I started this early January of last year. This is stitched on an 18 count ivory Aida. I think it's ivory at least. And this is where she is. If I can squeak a finish out, cool. If I can't, same as before, I'll get to enjoy it just a little bit longer. It does have backstitching that's pretty backstitch heavy, and it has like 40,000 French knots. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but there's like at least 200, so we'll see. It's most likely going to end up being another rotation that it will need to come out, but very close to a finish. Okay, now the next project that I'm going to work on from February 17th to February 20th, imagine that, another Dimensions Gold Collection, except this one is a big one. This one is European Bistro. I am in love with this project. I started this in September of 2024. I had a month of starts in September, and this was one of them. This is stitched on a 16 count light blue Aida. I'll just fold it up so you don't have to see the whole big piece here. So I am working in this top, the top corner here. This is where we are. I don't think I worked on this after. No. So I'm backstitching as I go on this just because it is a very backstitch heavy project. But this is very easy to follow. It has like bigger-ish blocks of color, but it's not too boring. So we love this. So there's that's coming out for a rotation. The next one from February 21st to February 24th is Castle by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is from their Fabulous House series. This is number 2. I saw this on, I think, Instagram, and I immediately had to have it, so I bought it. This is stitched on a 20 count Aida from Bestitch Me in the color Lunar. The white that is used on this project is 3865, and it blends in with the fabric too much, I think. So I'm contemplating doing a little test section up here with B5200. And if I like how B5200 looks, I am going to take out the white that is like around the border, but I am going to leave it just in here because I don't want to rip that out either. Because there's not a whole lot, I guess. But I feel like it would look weird if I replaced all of this with B5200 and not the white on the inside. I don't know. Just kidding. I think I'm just going to stick with 3865 and just deal with the fact that it is kind of blending in them with the fabric. But you can see it in real life. So anyway, that is project number something. 6? Yeah. Project number 6 of February. I'm stitching this on, I think I said 20 count lunar from a Stitch Me 1/1 full cross, using all of the called for DMC and Weeks dye works for this. I don't think I'll get a finish on that. It is quite stitch heavy, so just some good progress. So the last project that I'm going to work on from the 25th to the 28th is Winter Cabin. We're going to do another rotation of it because it is my focus piece. So you've seen it once, you'll see it 100 times until it's done. But I will show you guys, sorry for the crinkles, my planned new start for the month of February. It is only going to get like the afternoon-ish on the 28th, which is a Friday. So I will most likely start working on it Friday after work on the 28th and just work on it like that evening and see how much I can get. But it is a Dimensions. This is not a gold collection, it's just a Dimensions. This is Frederick the Literate. It's going to be stitched on a 14 count black Aida, but this is going to be the project for February. That is pretty much all the projects I have to show you. As far as everything else goes, plans, again, I'm changing my rotation to 4 days per project. So I'm going to get 7 projects instead of 6, and then I'll get more time with my new starts instead of just a day. And then I'm also going to do something called FFO Friday, where the things that I have finished, I'm going to work on FFOing them on Fridays, and see if I can get some FFOs of the things that I have finished. I have some stuff that's already mounted to foam. I just need to put it in a frame and get it done. So we're going to start with those. But other than that, that is all I have. I don't know. I need your opinion. So you guys let me know what you want me to do or what you guys think I should do. I have noticed that my stitching has been a little less than usual just because I'm stressed, and like my body's stress response is to just sit and stare at a wall. So anyway, if you're cool with seeing less progress, then I might continue. I most likely will end up filming, like if I do continue to do this, I won't film until March like 7th, which I guess is fine. You guys will just see progress from other, which I guess I could pre-film like a vlog style. I have kind of wanted to try vlog style, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to just take a break or if I want to do vlog style or if I just want to keep doing it, but I don't know. We'll think about it some more, and if you guys have suggestions, leave them down below. If you see me again, then you know that I have decided to keep doing this. If you don't see me again, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll probably be posting stuff on there. I'll probably post stuff on there just anyway. So yeah, that was a lot. So that's it. First one of 2025. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great January, and I hope your year is what you expected it to be. It's a lot for me. Anyway, I will maybe hopefully see you guys in the next one. So yeah, bye friends.